How's it, guys? So as per the title of this video, I broke some ribs. Last Sunday I went horse riding. I had a fall, no fault of my own or the horse for that matter, but I managed to break 2 ribs and tear the rotator cuff in my left shoulder. So I'm pretty buggered at the moment. My left arm is pretty much useless, and if I sound a little bit out of breath, it's because I can't really breathe very well. Now, for what it's worth, I'm okay. Doctor prescribed 2 sets of pain pills. The one set I am to use every day, which I'm pretty convinced is just sugar capsules, because they don't seem to work at all. And then he gave me what I term my happy pills. That's the good stuff. And I took some of them today because I had to move the cattle. But they're not to be used on a regular basis because they have anti-inflammatory properties, and if I take them for an extended period of time, it will delay the healing process. So my apologies, no shout outs. As I say, I'm pretty buggered at the moment, and of course, due to my injuries and my shenanigans, I was unable to go to the Nguni auction this week, which I regret missing. But I thought it's necessary just to let you know why I didn't deliver on my promise. This was unexpected and totally unplanned. Having said that, I thought there might be something interesting I can share with you guys, if she allows me to get closer. What I will be showing you later is I moved the cattle to this camp. I've subdivided the camp, started subdividing the camps. Obviously at this point in time, for the next 6 to 8 weeks, not much more will happen. But I've subdivided the camp using electrical fence. I'm going to show you guys what I did and why. But before I get to that, let me first see if I can get closer to this red cow. She's very close to calving. In fact, I thought she would have calved by the weekend. But as we all know by now, I'm always overly hasty. And, well, I think my excitement gets the better of me. So I'm just slowly going to see if I can catch up to her. She is really close. And what I wanted to show you guys, if I can get a good shot of it, is the ligaments that have started relaxing. Now, I mentioned this last week. Hello, girl. I mentioned this last week. Now she's in the way. You don't want to cough or sneeze or laugh for that matter when you've got buggered ribs. But when cows or heifers are very close to calving, there's an indentation that occurs at the base of the tail. And that's basically just the ligaments that start relaxing. Now I'm going to see if I can zoom in and hopefully she doesn't run off. And see if I can get it on camera. Once again, guys, excuse my breathing. It is a little labored at the moment. So I'm not sure if it's very clear, but there's my finger, over there. If you have a look, there's a clear indentation there. I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer there. You should be able to see it nicely now. Over there. Just next to the base of the tail. So when the ligaments start relaxing, so that the pelvis can open, they get this indentation. Now, it differs from animal to animal, and it's usually 2 to 3 days before they calve. And if I look at the back end of her vulva, I can see the slightest bit of, looks like a clear slime that's coming out there. So no doubt she's very close. We're excited. We can't wait. It's been too long since we've had our last calf. There we are. From this angle you can see it even better. Just hold on. There we are. So if you look where I just showed you guys, there. Perfect. That indentation can nearly fit a tennis ball. So she's very close. She's very close. I'm just going to zoom out quickly. Okay, so it's been too long since we've last had a calf. We're very excited. She was brought in pregnant. And I'll see if I can overlap a photo of the bull that mated her, or that bred her. So we're very excited to see what comes out of this this pairing. Anyway, so in the background over there you can see, here's one of my gates. I'm going to zoom in again. Hope it's clear. I'll try not to move around too much. I used tar poles, and the white line in the middle is a special rope that actually conducts electricity. So that's a rope gate to keep them in. And the camp that they're in now is give or take about 5 hectares. Now, the whole purpose of this exercise, and I'm slowly going to move down to the other side. The whole purpose of this exercise is, number one, to keep the game out of this camp so that this grass can rest. And of course to keep, oh goodness, now I'm going to cough. Hold on a second. Sorry guys, I didn't want you to hear me coughing, yeah? One of the other problems or potential complications of broken ribs are that because you breathe a lot shallower and you don't breathe as deeply as you normally would, you run the risk of developing pneumonia. And there's a lot more moisture that develops in the lungs, so I'm coughing a lot more than I ordinarily would, and it's fairly uncomfortable. Anyway, coming back, so the whole purpose of this exercise is I can now start grazing the cattle in this camp for whatever period of time is suitable, depending on the time of the year. And when I move them out, this camp is rested. And that means that the game, excuse me, the game can't access this piece, so the grazing can actually recover, because the game like to come and graze over here. Just quickly, let me just quickly have a look at this cow. I actually, excuse me, I actually thought she was going to calve before the red one, but it seems not to be the case. But she's also getting close. Not quite showing the same indentations yet. So the whole purpose is to graze this area and then be able to rest it. Now, someone asked me, and guys, I'm a little behind in the comments, I'll catch up. It's just a little bit tough at the moment. But someone asked me, do I intend on doing high density grazing? Yes, to a point. I'm slowly but surely starting to change the system where the cattle can graze or are less able to graze selectively. I see there's something that's blown into the camp here. I just want to have a look. People drive past and they chuck all their litter and rubbish out of the windows, and then the plastics and things blow into the camp, so you're forever cleaning up your camps. So the idea is to systematically go over to a system where you start applying slightly higher density grazing, or more higher density grazing, with less selectivity. So that's the aim of the game. And then of course to provide your camps with sufficient rest periods in between, so that your grazing can recover. Now, I'm not going to get through the whole farm this year. I just want to pick up this litter. Just give me a second. All right, sorry. So while I've started subdividing the camps, time, finances, and obviously my current physical condition will prevent me from doing the whole farm. And I still need to sort out some infrastructure in terms of water. So, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day, and you start a long journey with the first step. So we'll do it step by step. But at least I've started, and the grazing down here tends to be the best grazing once it's rained, because it's the lower lying area. Excuse me. In the slightly lower lying area, just hold on a second guys. Sorry about that, the happy pills are wearing off and everything's starting to come back, and I'm pretty sure tomorrow today's shenanigans are going to catch up with me. But anyhow, so this is a slightly lower lying area. The soil here is more clay, there's more moisture down here, so it's the area that recovers the quickest once it's rained. It's the area that can probably be grazed the hardest. So you always start with your best areas. Fence them off. If you can't do the whole farm, fence them off. And I just want to show you, there's quite a bit of green here, despite the fact that we haven't had our proper spring rains yet. So we'll graze them here, and I think once the summer's kicked in properly, I could probably do a 7-day or a week grazing in this camp with the number of animals that I have. Now, I don't want to graze it short. Forgive me guys, I'm heaving a bit. I can actually, man, that's funny. I can actually feel my ribs clicking as I walk. It's quite a nasty feeling. So, I don't want to graze this area very short. We've just come out of this camp over here, and the sun's not at a good angle, so I'll try and look that way. But as you can see, I've left a lot of grass to cover, or soil armor, as the guys say. This fence is live, so if I touch it, it's going to whack me. But we've just grazed this camp for a week. It wasn't my intention. They were supposed to have come out Monday or Tuesday. But once again, given my weekend shenanigans, I wasn't able to move them. But that's basically worst case scenario. I'd have preferred to leave a little bit more. Now, just quickly, this bottom area, as I say, is a creek, or in our Afrikaans language, we call it a vlei. So there's a lot of green grass down there. And if you allow the cattle to graze selectively, and this is exactly what they did last year, they'd graze on the top there every day, and then in the afternoons they'd come down to graze the sweet succulent green grasses down here. And overgrazing is a function of time, not a function of numbers. So the grass never really got the time to recover. So yes, this affords me the opportunity to apply proper rest periods. So we're going to graze this camp. There's a lot of dead material. As soon as they come out here, I'm going to put the tractor with a slasher through, just to cut down the dead moribund grasses. According to the weather forecast, we've got a good chance for rain tomorrow and on Sunday. But as I've said before, that dead nasty stuff over there, the animals won't eat. So flatten it down, expose the growth points, and let the camp basically have a reset, where all the species are put back to the same level, not just the ones they grazed. Excuse me. Guys, this is not very comfortable. Just one more thing, Charge, if you're watching, I understand that there's an elite Boran auction in the Free State. I think it's sometime next week or the week thereafter. So Charge, if you're watching, please drop me the details in the messages. Because I missed the Nguni auction, I would really like to see if I can make it to the Boran auction. And I'm still missing 1 or 2 females, so I understand there'll be some commercial females available on offer. So I'd really like to go and have a look, providing of course that I'm able to. Driving is a bit of a challenge at this point in time, and I can drive short distances, but far distances don't work out so well. So anyway, so guys, in a nutshell, that's it. My apologies. I'm not going to make this one a long one. I hope you guys are keeping well, and I'm pretty frustrated. Been locked up in the house for most of the week, so it's good to be out a bit. But yeah, hopefully in the next 3 or 4 weeks I'll be back to normal, and I can continue doing what I need to do. It's quite frustrating sitting at home all day. It's actually ironic, when you're healthy and fit and strong and everything's good, and it's a little bit hot, you're always looking for reasons not to do certain tasks because it's uncomfortable. Now that I'm stuck at home, no matter the weather, I do anything just to be able to get out and actually do what I need to do. So yeah, aren't we human beings funny things, the way we are wired. Anyway, guys, you must have a good one. As you can tell, I'm out of breath. I'm a little uncomfortable. But as soon as I've got something to report, I'll be back. Whether it be the next calf that we're expecting, whether it be the auction that I'm hoping to be able to make, seeing that I missed the Nguni auction. But yeah, I'll keep in touch. You guys stay safe, and we'll chat again. Cheers.